information on the championship game.
Thank you. Go Niners!
Go. 51 weeks ago today, for the second year in a row, the Dallas Cowboys had beaten the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game. Thus began a fascinating saga of team rebuilding and restructuring that has the 49ers poised to enter the Super Bowl for the first time since January of 1990. But the obstacle remains the same: the world champion Dallas Cowboys.
If you get beat by the Cowboys in the 3 championship games in a row and 2 of them at home, you might be playing semi-pro ball next year. I mean, you might have to go home. You might have to, that's it. You know, and I could take all my trophies and all my MVPs and all my passing titles and all that stuff, you know, and you could pack it in a little tiny bag and take it back to Utah. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna, it really doesn't matter. If you win a Super Bowl, that little tiny bag that you've been carrying around becomes a Hall of Fame bag.
The 49ers spent an entire year waiting for this game, this opponent, and this moment.
Back to throw again is Aikman. Some pressure. Gets the pass away. Eric Davis picks it off. He's got a lane down the left side. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown 49ers.
3 Dallas turnovers led to 3 49ers touchdowns, all in a span of 7 minutes.
Aikman sends it down the left side. Ball is caught and knocked down. That could be a fumble. Yes, it is a fumble. 49ers have the ball again. Young goes back to Ricky the other way. He's all alone at the 20. Down to the 10. He's at the 5. He dives. Touchdown 49ers. Williams out near the 30-yard line. Ball is fumbled. I think they've got it again. 49ers have it again.
It was the most remarkable sequence. You saw a team that was so prepared, so focused, and so ready to play just come out and attack the Cowboys.
The Cowboys cut the lead to 10 points. But with just 8 seconds remaining in the first half, Steve Young and Jerry Rice put the game out of reach.
Young goes back to throw. Goes for the end zone. Rice is out there. Touchdown 49ers! Rice beat Larry Brown.
That touchdown before half, I think they thought, hey, we'll go in, we're down a little bit, we'll be okay. Boom, 7 more, and it just, I think it sent a message in the locker room at halftime, this is going to be a tough one to come back and win.
30 minutes of football. That was all that separated Steve Young and the 49ers from their goal. A victory over the team that had embarrassed them each of the previous 2 years. Young scored the final touchdown, fighting for the last 3 yards in what had been a long uphill climb.
It was like putting a flag on the top of Everest. Dallas had gone down. And get out of my way. Because I'm running around and I'm saying hello to everybody. The same people that said, Joe is the man and that's never going to change, I think suddenly said, it's all right. Steve can do it and Joe can do it and we're all good because we're from San Francisco and we're 49er fans. It was as if everyone's heart grew enough to circle both of us. And I still remember the moment. It was like I traveled the field and everybody, I think everybody's even yelling it. We're with you. You know, it's like everybody kind of let it go. Early in the year in Philadelphia, my teammates did. Later in the year, I think the fans did. And finally, we were all one.
Hey, bud. You did it.
Somebody had to make the call before the game started, so I had it up in my locker, and it's fitting at this point. It's been a long time since we've been in Miami. Feels good.
This is how confident Mike would be. He would say, this is a touchdown play right here. If we get in this situation, we'll call this. This will be a touchdown. And darn it, those things just didn't happen.
Young with a play fake, drops back to throw, deep middle, Waters a great, over the shoulder catch, bounces away again. Oh, what a bonanza! A spectacular touchdown catch by Ricky Waters, 51-yard touchdown play.
They ran into a buzzsaw that day, and buzzsaw being a Mike Shanahan-led offense, those quick scores really set the table.
Quick pass to the goal line, Floyd falls in, touchdown, 49ers.
I think the look in their eyes was, we can't stop him.
Young, straight back drop, quick pass, left flat, Ricky Waters makes the catch, he's in, touchdown, 49ers. Young has got 4 touchdown passes, 4 in the first half. Holy smokes. Back to throw is Young. Drills it across the middle. Catch by Rice. Beats a defender on the play. Touchdown 49ers. The 5th touchdown pass of the game by Steve Young, tied in with Joe Montana for the most in Super Bowl history.
Mike Shanahan and I wanted to make a statement about the 49ers. Yeah, we've been to the Super Bowl before, but you've never seen this one before.
Young, quick pass, slant in, Jerry Rice, another touchdown. Steve Young is now number 1 all time with 6 touchdown passes.
Mike Shanahan at the end of the game was upset because it was only 6 touchdown passes because he wanted 8. You want to know why I love that guy? Because he was at 49, not nearly enough.
Young passed for 325 yards. He also finished as the game's leading rusher. He was the best player on the field and the most elated.
I clearly knew the pressure that Steve dealt with, whether it was Joe Montana, whether it was winning a Super Bowl, whether it was beating the Cowboys. But for him to actually publicly acknowledge a monkey on his back was even surprising for me.
Someone take the monkey off my back, please!
I was having fun, and everyone was talking about my monkey on my back for so many years. It was like, seemed funny. And I regret it because it sent the wrong message for how I looked at the opportunity that I had. This is a tremendous opportunity, being taught by one of the greatest coaches of all time, one of the greatest players of all time, by a series of players that are going to be Hall of Fame players. You're getting trained to be great. Now go see how good you can get. It actually worked out. I got to see how good I could get. It was a tremendous opportunity, not like, oh, the burden's lifted. And that is what I think that's why I feel the way I do.
The game was won. The mission was complete. The 49ers were once again the champions of professional football.
Super Bowl 29 has come to a completion. The San Francisco 49ers are the first team to win 5 Super Bowl championships.
I remember the elation for all of us of finally completing the journey of winning the World's Championship. We really didn't want to leave the field. I felt like I was a little teeny boppy at a little rock star concert, and I wanted to pick up part of the field and take it with me just to say I was there.
I remember thinking, look around and enjoy the moment and the moments that were going on around you, because you never know if you're going to get back here. And I wanted to remember what it felt like.
That was like the coronation. It was like we were all kind of, we did it, and it was Dallas before, and then this was like the next event. Like the battle was won, and now we got the coronation. That's not to make light of the charges. It's just how it played out for us.
For Steve Young, there were no more critics and no more questions. With his performance in Super Bowl 29, he took his place alongside the greatest big-game quarterbacks in NFL history.
Wow! Every guy in here made a commitment. You know you did. There were times when it was dark. It was really dark. We turned back into each other's face and committed to each other. You knew we had to do it this way. It's the greatest feeling in the world. Is it not? 39 days! Hey, I share this with every one of you guys. Everyone in this room made a commitment, and we're there. And no one can ever, ever take it away from us, ever!
In the NFL, because so many people focus on the league and the game, especially quarterbacks, no matter what happens, you have 1,000 things on why you're no good and why you can't do it. And everyone lists them. Oh, he can't win the big game. Oh, he can't win the champ. Oh, he can't lead a team in 2 minutes. Oh, he can't. It's like the nature of the game, the cynics win the day most of the time. So you end up responding to it because it's the nature of who you are as an athlete. You say I can't do it, I'm going to prove you wrong. And I'm going to use that as incentive to actually go achieve something. Yeah, I have inner strength to go to achieve it, but you know what? You're adding me a little bit more salt, all right? I want more because you're... And who are you? Well, it's a guy that wrote something. It's a guy in the street. It's a guy on the radio. It's a guy, you know, it's your Uncle Bill that's been a long-time Cowboy fan. Just sick, you're sick of hearing from him. You know, it's everybody. They is everyone who kind of loves sports, and sports is about kind of putting challenges out there for things that you can't do. And then you go knock them down. Well, what's the next mountain I'm climbing? What's the next thing you do? And so suddenly you have the Super Bowl trophy in your hand. What are they going to say? What are you going to do? I'm a Super Bowl champion. Just sit down and relax because you're going to take a day off. Tomorrow, there's nothing going to be said. Now, the day after tomorrow, you can say that he can't repeat. He can't, blah, blah, blah. But today, this is it. No more. You know what? I get 24 hours of quiet, and you need to sit down.